Stay tuned, McWarriors, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we continue the campaigns of Howl's Harrows. And last time, Howl's Harrows suffered their first loss. The pilot paladin got sniped out of his cockpit by a hunchback with an AC-20. It was a phenomenal shot, we must admit, and then we came up behind that hunchback and annihilated it to make sure it could never do that ever again. Got 3 parts to Hatamoto Chi on that mission, actually, too, so not the worst thing in the world, but obviously not worth the cost of a pilot. And also, the Burner Boy got half of its flamers ripped off, which I don't have more flamers. Has me a little bit concerned because that mech was super important for our continued assault on bases and that sort of thing, of which there are several on this planet. But hey, in order to sort of take our minds off the loss of our pilot, although this is a day later for you guys, we're going to go on a test drive. We've captured the latest pride and joy of the Federated Suns, a Marauder 2 MAD-5D. Our scientists have been reverse engineering the monster, but now they say they need real battle data before they can continue. We'd like you to provide that data. They've located a pirate lance to use as a guinea pig. Take the Marauder 2 down to the planet and eliminate the lance. Needless to say, we don't have another one of these, so it's imperative you return it intact. This will be a 1.5 skull mission that pays out 1.2 million C-bills. Holy god, this is huge. Also, it was also paying out a massive amount of salvage, like 417 or something. But because it was a 1.5 skull mission, I figured that'd be pretty good. What do you mean ugliest mech you've ever seen? It's a Marauder 2. Although, I'm a little bit surprised that... Anyway, so as usual, we are dropping down in the group. Paradox has come along for the ride to drive the Marauder 2C, or not the Marauder 2C, the Marauder 2. There's a Marauder 2, and a Marauder 2C. The 2C is obviously a clan version, the Marauder 2 is the assault mech version of the mech, and then... What is wrong with you? Oh, no. Ugh. I put a composite structure on it. Ew. It does also have a fairly large autocannon on it. So as you can see, it has an Ultra AC-10 over on the top, which I believe is actually in the right torso, but it shows it being sort of just above it. Yeah, it's in the right torso. But it ends up showing just above the mech, in sort of center line, in very much the original version of the Marauder. Anyway, as normal, Howl is in the Gladiator, Jester is in the Shadowhawk today, not the Burner Boy, because it has Inferno rounds, which will be fun, and Death Crusade is in the Bushwhacker. So let's get underway, see if we can engage that lance and annihilate them before, you know, anything too terrible can happen to another one of our pilots. Obviously, if you happen to have a Hatamoto Chi, I'd love to kill you so that I can get, you know, 2 more parts. We ended up getting the pilot to eject out of the Hatamoto Chi after we had torn off both of his arms and one of his torsos, and so the game was like, no, you're not getting 4 parts for that, or 5 parts for that, as would have been ideal. Had we gotten 5 parts for that, that would have made that mission totally worth it, because it was, I can't remember, like Clash of Titans, I believe is the name of the mission, where you drop it, where there is an assault mech versus a second assault mech, except the second lance didn't show up until much later. Anyway, we have located a commando, a Shomiyu, a Ripper, which is not all that dangerous unless he's got a Bombay, and a... somewhere down here, there, another Ripper. Okay, so obviously not the worst thing to ever run into. Let's see if we can't kill a commando right off the bat. Looks like we've managed to nail him pretty gosh darn good. Tore off his entire left arm. Injured the pilot by ripping off a torso as well. Death Crusade could probably finish this guy off. He does, after all, have a fairly nice Gauss rifle. 44%. Not as nice as I thought it was going to be. I take that back. He managed to nail the target beautifully. So this engine is not having a good time. Apparently he has fluid guns. So just in case he wanted to be extra special annoying. The Marauder 2 is actually going to be moving before the Burner Boy, which is rather astonishing to me. That would be within the same line of sight. I would like to avoid that. So you're going to shift over here and instead engage this target. We'll fire the Ultra Autocannon on 2, fire the PPCs as well, and get to Kraken. Hey, the Ripper's dead. Managed to hit him with an Ultra Autocannon shell as well as a PPC, so not bad at all. 33% of the pirate forces have been eliminated already, so we are going to make that bank quick. Unless, of course, this Ripper drops a nuke on us, which it can't, but it could drop other kinds of super heavy ordnance on us, which would be unfortunate. Twin medium laser? Okay, you're a bog standard Ripper. That is very good to know. So I just now need to get Jester in the Shadowhawk on forward, so he can just sort of, well, rain down missile death on a target, which is really all I need at this point. Not you, but you. Risk LRMs. I only need a couple of hits. He's got no weapons left. So let's see if we can put him out of his misery. We could. Okay, so 67% of the lance has been destroyed. Only 1 more target to go, and that'll be a cool 1.2 million C-bill payday. The Bushwhackers are going to shift right on over here. Slightly further back, actually. Although I would like that side angle if you got it. 12%, 14%. I would get a drastically increased accuracy on the Gauss rifle for a massively penalized accuracy for everything else. I'm not going to fire the Gauss rifle on this one. We're just going to fire a whole ton of lasers at it, and that's the last of the targets. So we can start heading on towards leaving the area. So the Marauder 2C, fairly decent. We can be back at any time. Yep. Fairly decent of a mech as we saw. I'm feeling pretty confident about it. We're going to move over to sort of regroup with the group. That way we can hopefully keep that mech on point whenever they end up dropping in. Although the Bushwhacker's a little bit far behind, but that's not the biggest of deals. It'll be able to catch up. Paradox will be able to... How far can this thing jump? Wait, what? What is in this thing? So we've got a forward rated fusion core, composite structure, heavy gyro, double XL engine. Okay, so this thing is basically going to die. How many jump jets did you cram into this? Oh, it's improved jump jets too. Ooh, wow. He's got 2 jump jets in his legs. Nothing in the right torso. 2 more in the left torso. None in the... Wow. So he can really get a motor in and flying. So I'm going to jump forward. Just to say that we did that. And then we're going to chill him out and get him under... Oh, no, he needs to turn back around and come back in this direction. That's fine. He can fly at a ridiculously high speed, so it's not going to be that hard to actually get him into the zone. Now, he is more geared up, as we saw, for sort of long-range combat. After all, he has the twin PPCs, and he's not particularly tanky. He's very much a fire support build, but still, that is going to be really fast repositioning. So we will get to the Shadowhawk on top of a target so that he can basically light everybody on fire the moment that happens, and we can move the Gladiator on in to assist as well. I figured at a 1.5 skull mission, probably not going to be anything super significant for us to have to worry too much about. Pop up over here. Put him in a good position to sort of continue to engage in enemy. So yeah, I'm not super worried about whatever's going to pop out. I don't think it's going to be anything really cool. I mean, it might be. I see a catapult. Oh, no, that's a Jenner. Jenner, Stinger, and Stinger. All right, so nothing all that cool, which is good. So we took this one for all cash instead of any sort of wasting on supplies, which is lovely. And we're just going to have to make sure that we kill everybody in fairly short order. So they're all going to be able to move well ahead of us because they get a bit of an initiative buff so they can move out of position and not just immediately die. Death Crusade. If you wouldn't mind bringing your Bushwhacker around to utterly annihilating one of these guys, that'd be great. Is that as close as you can get? Gas rifle on, please. So, yeah, that's as close as you're going to get. Shooting uphill kind of sucks, but hey. I was kind of hoping to get a little bit lucky. We managed to hit him with a couple of shots, but nothing too serious. I might, though, be able to wipe him out if I sprint. Give me the sprint, thank you. Right in behind him. I'm actually going to... No, we'll stay right in behind him. For all the additional accuracy, 47%. Okay, we missed with the important PPCs, which is super useful. And then, yeah, so not ideal, but hey, we can make it work still. Start moving the Marauder on forward. 30% on the one who hasn't moved, which is kind of astounding. We managed to hit him with one of the PPCs and one of the shells already, so that's pretty gosh darn good. And the Shadowhawk basically can kill anybody he wants to, I think. Set this sucker to SRM mode. 67% accuracy, 61% accuracy. I think if I split fire him, I might be able to kill both. I'm gonna try it. We're gonna risk it. I know it is a bit of a risk in order to try and pull off, but if it works, we'll have eliminated the vast majority of the enemy. That's one. Okay, so that worked out okay. And that worked out okay. So it looked beautiful. Perfectly planned and executed. So they still have that Stinger. Death Crusade is going to be able to operate before that Stinger can get at all underway. It looks like he may have actually stood still. He did. And pick him off. And yeah, not bad. Less than 10 minutes in order to earn 1.2 million C-bills on that one. So a nice cheap drop cost because we only had to drop 4 mechs. Well, 3 mechs at that. I mean, the Marauder, I suppose, 2 on that cost, but not terrible at all. All forces defeated. I don't think we get a bonus for that, but we definitely made a fairly significant amount of cash when we took basically no damage in return, which is always lovely. So if we did take actually no damage in return, then in 2 days we'll be able to just basically turn this around in another mission. 1.5. Oh, we do get... Yeah, so 25% for the Marauder surviving. No, destroying coalition forces is 25%. The Marauder is an additional 10%, but the Marauder has to survive, otherwise you lose the mission. So, I don't know. I think we got out of that one without getting touched. Right, so they want to steal the Jenner parts, 3 of them, and they're willing to give us an 070 fusion core and a standard heat sink. You know what? We'll accept that. We've already got the commando part. Doesn't really matter to us anyway. And it's not like we wanted any of that crap anyway, because it was just light mech crap. There was not a single piece of equipment in there that I kind of wanted at all. Not even that fluid gun, because I don't really like fluid guns. I don't think they're all that valuable, but hey, that's just me. So, a perfectly clean mission in every sense of the word, in part because we had some pretty decent luck with that Marauder. He was able to basically nail a couple of shots he probably shouldn't have. Seriously, being able to nail the 2 shots at like a 30% chance on that, firing 4 times in total, that's not bad at all. He hit 50% when he was expected 30. Maybe a 1 shot might have been what we could have expected, but getting both shots in on that target, absolutely beautiful. Très magnifique. So, Marauder 2, very interesting. Really not enthralled by the variant of that Marauder. I mean, it's clearly designed for super rapid maneuverability with all those improved jump jets. But seriously, I'm not quite sure what they had in mind. It's like you put that much stuff into this mech that just takes away all tankiness that it ever had. So we need to wait 1 more day for the Burner Boy. We're 5 days away. We have 3.2 million C-bills, which is quite nice, actually. But 1 more day to fix the Burner Boy, which we will now check. So the Burner Boy is done, and Death Crusade is back on duty, but we'll get all of our pilots back tomorrow, so we'll be able to take another mission before the end of the month. So let's go check out the Mech Bees. Hi. Ugh. You're going to be in lots of little pieces, aren't you? That is obviously less than ideal. Kind of wanted you in many pieces. So they crit 2 of our flamers and burn out 4 more. So not ideal. Come over here to the flamers, and I have just 1 flamer. So obviously that's not gonna fly. We've got 4 tons worth of stuff. Maybe there'll be something in the cargo. No flamers there. How about the faction shop? Just a big ol' help in the flamers, please? No. No, we're out of flamers. Okay. So he is not gonna be able to be rebuilt as he was before, which really kind of sucks, not gonna lie. So gas ammo, Ultra AC5s, no. I mean, a clan Ultra AC5 is really nice, but it's not worth it. Blaze fires, no. Medium X-Pulse, interesting, but again, no. Medium lasers of 4, again, no. Missiles, an ATM-12, Streak LRM-20 clans. Wow. I didn't realize they came that big, but I'm not sure that it's worth the trade-off. It's an additional 5 tons off the normal clan LRM, although it does have +1 accuracy and +1 pips. It doesn't shoot if it misses, so pretty gosh darn good. But I'm not sure it's that good, considering, you know, for 5 tons you could field a normal LRM. 2 ATM-12s. That's pretty good. Is there the ammo for him? No, there is not. But hey, that's really kind of tempting. I mean, it's not tempting for 1 million C-bills worth, but it's tempting. Normal equipment, yeah, nothing all that special. I mean, the Artemis 2, I think I have a few of these, so I don't think we're in need of them. Yeah, I have 1 more of them. So, not gonna happen. Normal. Actually, come back to faction for a second. Highlander, Lament, Raptor, Stalker. You can almost get a Lament. So very close, but not quite. Also, you could get a Raptor. In fact, yeah, we could actually afford this Raptor if we wanted to just outright buy it. Not gonna do that, but we could. And if we go to the normal system, I believe there's a single charger part. Yeah, there's a single charger part, commando, and another stalker. So there's 2 stalker parts in the store right now. Obviously, again, not gonna buy them, but it would be a bit of an option. Right, so you have lost 4 flamers. This has basically neutered your entire existence, and I am just so very enraged by what has happened to you, sir. Do I have an MMO? I do have an MMO 10 risk, which is 4 tons. And then Inferno rounds, if I got them. So, ammo. SRM. SRM Infernos. So, yeah, not gonna lie, losing a lot. We're picking up 50 heat damage, which is good, but I'm gonna think I need another ton of Inferno ammo. Go 2nd ton of Inferno. Don't need the tag, it wasn't all that effective anyway. Does only heat sinks? Really? I built this thing off heat sinks only? Huh, that's pretty impressive actually. 39 for 37, that's really not bad at all. So we sink more than we build. Well in that case, pull that off, put that tag back on. Yeah, that should be flat. Heat sinking 36 for 37. That's pretty gosh darn perfect. Alright, so I'm not super thrilled with the current results of what this is going to be. I mean, we've lost our basically annihilate any structure. We will want to rebuild this as soon as possible, but this, I suppose, will work for now. And eventually we'll do more with it. Could have added on the acid SRMs, but I don't have multiple launchers in order to make that work. So 4 days for the Nova, which is mostly just going to be buffing out some of the damage. Nothing too significant, but 1 day for the Burner Boy and most of the peoples. We have 2 days until the end of the month. A quick check of the barracks themselves to make sure that we can actually, get someone, see if anybody's leveled up or not. I kind of doubt it, but there's always that potential. After all, we have almost maxed out training pods. All right, everybody's good. Hi, Showboat. Welcome to the team. You're going to become a brand new member. In fact, I'm going to check the hiring hall really quick on this one just to see whether or not you're actually, if there's someone better. Primer is level 5s all around, but he's not a shooting scooter, which, makes me not exactly super happy about him. Merchant crew, entry level corporate. He's got brave, military, merchant, and spacer. Commander. Pigeon is a noble mech warrior, merchant, spacer as well. The minus injury time is pretty good, not going to lie. There are some people who say you should be hiring all, anybody who's got a Comstar background. So tech, ooh, that's really good. So +1 mech tech skill, just a flat out mech tech increase. Spacer, military, merchant. Wow, okay, Omega, thank you for joining the team. You are hired. Perfect commoner and blockade is military, mech warrior, dependable, spacer. Yeah, I think we got the right pilot because Omega is fairly phenomenal. He not only gives us a +1 mech tech, which you saw of 21 is now 22. If you didn't see it, go back to before we hired him, you'll see. And yeah, so that worked out lovely. Give me shoot and scoot. Give me some flat levels. Guts I don't really need, just in case, he dies eventually, but we're going to lock that down. Shoot and scoot is super important. Need to have it. May even go tactics with him, just in order to start building him in towards sensor lock. That might be the way to go, because I don't think he's actually saving anything on any of his levels. So shoot and scoot makes him a decent pilot. He's not good enough to replace Showboat first, because Showboat, unfortunately, is before and ready to go. She's a drunk, which makes me a little bit concerned. All right, so we have all our pilots, and we have our one extra once again. Come to the hiring hall. 1.177 million. Oh, not you. I want the contracts. Not hiring hall. We've already hired people. Everybody else go away. Right, so there was a capture base that was a potential, but I think I may want to grab Brilliant Minds. Spoiler though, 2 Skull, Anti-Davian Lance, take over straight up stuff. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Federated Sons have some interesting gear, including some dervishes, which I'm a little bit of a fan of. So I don't know if I want to bring that or not. We're going to have to do some major thought on it. So Howl, of course, will be in the Gladiator. Jester will be in the Shadowhawk Death Crusade. Continue to drive the Bushwhacker. We are, of course, going to then want to throw in our point defense mech, which is kind of, I suppose, our training mech at this point. Shobo can be in that. Firestarter, Hoenix Hawk, Wolverine, and the Kitsutsuki. Yeah, that's definitely how we're going to want to do it. So we still have Finn, so Finn can go in the Kitsutsuki. That'll be, oh, actually, no, I want him in the Shadehawk. Shadehawk's better than the Kitsutsuki in terms of just raw damage. So we are going to want that there. Coach, there's no point in putting Coach in anything other than the Kitsutsuki because he doesn't have multi-target, and the Kitsutsuki only has 1 gun. So both these pilots, by not having multi-target, are actually really good where they are. Mockingbird can go in the... where do we want to put Mockingbird? Burner Boy. And that will put Paradox in the Wolverine. So, hopefully that'll be lovely. We're fielding apparently 2.5 skulls, or 2.5 shields worth of lance against a 2-skull difficulty battle in the Highlands. And the Highlands can get a little bit ugly in terms of, loading up the next spawn map that ends up coming up that prevents you from spawning in areas where you can't get out of. So with any luck, things will go off fine. But if not, well, there's always the reset button and a little bit of chopping and editing. Upgrade the Aerodos. Yeah, the morale upgrades are somewhat helpful. I don't think anybody would ever ignore the mech techs, though. But yeah, as we continue, we may want to save up even more money to make sure that we can upgrade the Argo. We're getting power systems next. That's going to be done in the next couple of days. We could go power systems into further speed, just in order to move between sectors in time, but we're not exactly on like an exodus to try and get the clan space, so speed is not super important. We kind of use that downtime to rebuild our mechs at the moment, so... yeah, not quite certain what we're going to do about that. Another thing we can move into is getting Omega Pod. Omega Pod will allow us to get the final level upgrade of our Mech Tech Bay, which also gives us the ability to get the final level of training pods. And the sooner you get training pods maxed, the better. I mean, the law of return on that one is just the sooner training pods are done, the more powerful they were. If you get them at the end, then they were very, very weak. Omega Pod will also open up several other of the morale upgrades, which also, most of the morale upgrades are paired with tech bonuses, which is super useful. So the higher your morale, the higher your starting level of, resolve. That's the name of the spendable abilities, which will allow you to get to Inspired faster. Inspired is worth a 5% increase on all your pilots, which when you're fielding 8 mechs, that's rather obscenely good. See, Inspire is good with just 4 mechs, but once you bump that sucker up to double the number of mechs, it's literally twice as good. So I like to have Inspire more than using any of the other abilities. Anyway, spoiler. Commander, we've been tracking a Davian lance moving through a contested area on the planet's surface. A few hours ago, our scouts reported another lance of unknown allegiance on an interception course. We suspect a fight is brewing, and we'd like to act as a spoiler. Eliminate the Davian lance and the unknown ambushers well. We don't want to leave any witnesses on this one. So clearly the planetary government is taking advice from the local pirate brigade by trying to say no witnesses. This will be 2 skull, 3 of 13 priority salvage, 364,800 sea-bills. Wait, are we all going to drop with 4 people? Shoot. Okay, Showboat dropped with this group. Right. Should have paid more attention and realized that this was going to screw us. So we're on this one again. This is the same type of mission that we lost one of our best pilots on. Paladin died on this exact map. He actually died right there when he took an AC-20 shell to the face. A little less than ideal, and we brought the Griffin, which is not a good mech. Okay, I take that back. The Griffin's not bad. The Griffin suffers a little bit in its capabilities because the Griffin is a single Thunderbolt 10 as well as 3 medium lasers and an advanced AMS to be sure, but you know, Showboat is not a good pilot. She's a 4.556, so compared to our 6s and 7s for basically everybody else, so I'm a little concerned. Basically I've got 2.5 mechs on the field. Okay, we've identified some VTOLs and a Patton tank, and that looks like a Venom. No, it's just a spider. So we got a Pahoenix Hawk, a spider, and a couple of VTOLs. Managed to get a hit on the Pahoenix Hawk already with a PPC, and the Ripper's going to come on forward to us. Are you going to be an advanced Ripper, or are you going to be a normal Ripper? You're an advanced Ripper with some sort of barrage bomb. So that hurts. So Death Crusade, would you do me the finest of fines, and please, for the love of God, shoot this guy out of this guy? Don't know if you'll be able to do it. You only have pulse lasers. I take that back. You should be able to do this, no problem. Even the voice line worked. So, yeah, he's dead. I don't know what kind of equipment he had, but we're going to be stealing it now. Maybe I shouldn't have taken this mission for stuff. I mean, it was only a 2 skull, but maybe we'll run into some interesting mediums. Yeah, the Phoenix Hawk is over there. He's going to be going soaring through the sky, preparing a couple of his guns, blasting away at the Gladiator with a pulse laser. So, large pulse laser, that's actually a fairly advanced Phoenix Hawk. He might have some special equipment on board. If we can get lucky, we might take his head off. The Shadowhawk, on the other hand, is a fairly phenomenal mech to sort of back up our show, because it's just good at everything that it does when it, you know, can shoot. So, 32%, we're just going to start flooding you with some fire. See how you're enjoying it. Somebody's got an AMS. Right. So that's extra bad. AMSs will basically shut this mech down should they be of sufficient quality. Patton's going to black up, which means that now the Griffin can come on in. And hopefully the enemy has already utilized all his sort of defenses. So I'm going to set to give me a high explosive Thunderbolt. And we're just going to... You are a very light mech. A lot of the shell over here. Hey, we got some hits. So, Spiders, it's a 7M. Not quite familiar with that variant, but we're going to find out about it in relatively short order. Where is... Spider's coming forward. Alright, so he's vulnerable already. Although, you know, he's running at full speed, so Spider's not exactly super vulnerable, as the case may be. Get in nice and close range. Ought to be some decent accuracy, 54%. Oh, 54 ended up not being as good as I was hoping for him. So it looks like he's got a local AMS system, nothing too special or fancy on board. So that works out pretty good for us. We will be able to get a decent-ish side shot on him. Hopefully the accuracy is good. Unfortunately, we weren't able to pull through on that one. Structure exposed, so clearly we've got his upper arm has been exposed on that structure, and so many of the torsos are legs. Not terrible. I mean, not amazing, but not terrible. If we can kill this Davian Lance quick, though. I was kind of hoping for a Dervish. I'd like to collect one, because if I get a Dervish, I'm definitely shifting the Shadowhawk's armament over to him. Okay, Phoenix Hawk going to jump to the skies. It's going to make him extra vulnerable. He's going to shoot on down at the Bushwhacker, which I suppose makes sense. The Bushwhacker does have a light engine, so if you manage to break through his side, you're going to start messing with his heat control. Showboat. Yeah, what you're going to do is you're going to attack ground. You're going to target his head. And Not gonna fire any of that, just that.
Here we go.
So hopefully this will make you unsteady, which I think it might have. I don't know. Shift over, slide to the side, and Jester. So Jester should have a fairly beautiful shot. I saw the unobstructed. You can't hide that unobstructed side angle from me because it was over here. Don't you try and hide it from me. Apparently it didn't exist. I was imagining things, apparently. Okay, so in that case, just give me the best unobstructed shot you got. That'll do, I suppose. Shift on over here. If I swap over to SRM's listen kill, there's a fairly decent accuracy chance here. I'm not going to go full crazy on it. I'm just going to see if I can't overwhelm his defenses a little bit, which we did. Left arm has been destroyed. That takes out his machine guns. And he has lost his evasion, so we can basically follow up and probably knock him out before he can do anything. Patent tank shifting on back. He's only 65 ton. He's got a mask that he turned on. Let's see if we can't kill him before he can, you know, kill himself with the mask. So I'm really hoping to go first, but it looks like it's probably the spider who's moving first. So Spider is going to also pull back with the patent. I think they've... Nope, the Phoenix Hawk is going to get a chance to move as well. That is so unfortunate. He managed to beat everybody on the maneuverability on that one. So not super psyched about that one. Howl, however, can get it. Howl can get a back shot, but Howl's not going to go for a back shot. Howl's going to go for the side shot because the accuracy is going to be good. And we're just going to drill on through the mech. Alright, good. So his local AMS no longer exists. We've taken care of that. That was a left torso destruction, so he did have an XL engine, which is extra good for us because that means that he was incredibly vulnerable. Shift over here. I'm going to start engaging you, 23% accuracy. Shut off a couple of medium pulses. Not going to be all that accurate. We might as well chill out. We missed with all three. Kind of to be expected, but I had a faint hope. So now that you have moved, Jester can come screeching on in with the Shadowhawk. Could get an obstructed shot. I'm not going to bother with it at this moment. I'm going to wait until I get in a little bit closer, and we're going to test the Infernos to make sure that they, not make sure, but to see if they do any sort of super additional damage. A long-range shot from the Thunderbolt, which we may as well lob his direction. And we managed to get some fairly decent accurate shots on that. So on to the Patent. The Patent's going to shift over here towards us. Didn't actually get a line of sight, so we will be able to be more aggressive than he is. Phase 23, so clearly the Spider is super fly. Although he obviously can't jump, or at least he hasn't demonstrated a jumping capability yet. He may yet in the near future, though. Unless he shifts over in this direction, in which case that's going to waste some of my time. 2 medium pulse lasers. Okay, that's not the most deadly amount of armament that you'd ever expect to see on a mech such as this, but I can work with that. Alright, the Shadowhawk is going to basically get up here, and we're going to Inferno all of your stuff. So, not those. So I'm just doing this for science to figure out if... So this would normally do 8 damage versus the 1 to 5. If we see a whole bunch of 1 damages there, we're going to know. So... 11 damage, apparently, is what they do. Okay, so that's double heat damage is what they take in damage. That's good to know. Alright, so we have established now that those Inferno SRMs are actually going to be useful on the, whatchamacallit? The fire starter. There we go. Found it. Found it eventually. Okay, hurting him quite badly. Managed to blast off his one arm and structure damage on the pile. He's now feeling unsteady, which makes him extra vulnerable. So hopefully we will be able to follow up quite devastatingly with our other pilots. Move over here. Finish off the Patent. All of the missiles you got. There we go. Patent has been destroyed, and all we got to do is now take care of the last target over there, which hopefully Showboat can handle. No guarantees. I mean, it is unsteady, but it's Showboat we're dealing with here. So Showboat is not exactly a particularly effective pilot. We're going to walk it. Take aim. If I fire this in normal mode, I lose a lot of accuracy, so just blast, see what you can get done. And a little bit more damage. Ferrofibers has been destroyed. A crit on his engine. He is feeling a tad unsettled, but now he will get to move. Oh, no, he's not. Death Crusade is going to get the final killing blow on this. So shift on over here. That should be pretty decent accuracy. And I'm going to shut off these pulse lasers. Actually, no, I'm going to shut off these pulse lasers. I think they're toastier. We didn't even need the secondary normal pulses. Alright, so taken care of. So now we know where the enemy's going to be dropping next. They're going to be dropping right over to our right flank right here, so we will start to shift in over there, and hopefully we'll be able to use the Inferno missiles to the maximum effect. I may end up pulling off some more. Oh good, the MML is unjammed. So I may end up pulling off some more of his normal SRMs for just even more Infernos. Because the Infernos have demonstrated to be incredibly powerful. So he's got... There we go. And brace, or just stand still. Shobo will shift on over here. Hopefully we will be able to get some good damage on through. The Thunderbolt is very much a longer-ish range weapon, but can still be used fairly... Shoot, I forgot. She can't be there, otherwise she'll get squashed. Alright, so Jester is just going to kind of get right up here. Into the hills and the mountains. Brace that up. Howl will do basically the same thing. To brace that up. So now we have a whole bunch of Death Crusade can take a nice little stroll all the way on over, and he'll be in position to engage in the next turn, also mostly chilled out to engage. And then Showboat better get the heck on out of that drop zone, otherwise Showboat's going to go squish, and we'd prefer not that to happen. You know, I'm going to show my back to it, it's fine. They haven't actually ever fired at me, so I'm going to assume that's going to work. So more resolve coming down on us as the enemy drops their lance on in. Are we looking at a whole bunch of vehicles? We got a Raptor, a Phoenix Hawk Lamb, oh that's cool, a Chameleon 50-tonner, and a Hunchback. God, another one. Hunchbacks are deadly. So as you can see, Phoenix Hawk Lamb in air mech mode. So fairly cool actually, as in terms of mechs go. Oh, is that a flea? I thought it was a Raptor. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Oh, it's a Raptor 1 versus a Raptor 2. I get you. I understand. Do me a favor. Pot this flea. Pulse lasers, just in case I need them. Which I did not. I think we managed to core him out with just the first shot, so that's good. So the first target has been eliminated. The Phoenix Hawk Lamb can basically fly wherever the heck it wants to. It will be able to jump to absurd distances. Kind of would be nice to actually steal this thing intact. Could somebody just be so kind as to headshot him? Because I would field this. I don't know what to do with it, but I would field it. As you can see, he's equipped with no less than 5 energy weapons. Who was that who just went? I have no idea who just went. Showboat, you're about to tell me who went. Oh, the lamb is the vulnerable one. Of course it is. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? So we're going to shift on over here. Nope, that's not going to happen. Alright, then just turn around. Turn around, shoot him in the back. High explosive, no thank you. Set the normal Thunderbolt. And fire. Alright, so right arm has been destroyed, takes out 2 of his medium lasers, and critted a 3rd, apparently. So he's currently incredibly dead. Like, but the fact that he didn't jump got him killed. I will have Howl probably try and kill this Phoenix Hawk. Oh no, I mean the Hunchback. Not the Phoenix Hawk. The Phoenix Hawk will probably get killed by Jester. I'm not super worried about a Chameleon. In fact, I can probably dunk on a Chameleon just using just Inferno SRMs. They will probably snap him overheat because Chameleons are pretty heavily energy equipped, as you can see. I believe it's a large and several medium lasers, so kind of toasty for what they are. He's also just going to stand still because I think he needs to give in to the inevitable and has realized that there is no hope for him. There is only pain. Right, so in that case, switch over to... Oh, just normal SRMs because he's not providing any actual jamming. Yep, ML20, risks, burst him. And is that a death? That is a death. Goodbye, Chameleon. You lived as you died. Come up here. Hi, buddy. I'd love to have you, but... Maybe I should have taken more time to kill it. Would have been really interesting. Alright, Death Crusade. Come over here. You're going to take a back shot at him if you can manage it, which you actually can't, so that's somewhat unfortunate. You're just, I suppose, just going to move over here then and blitz into him with everything you've got. In fact, if you wouldn't mind using your AMS as an aggressive position, that'd be great. We're going to do the exact same thing to you because you are super vulnerable, and I may as well take all the advantage I can possibly get out of it. Risk S, or I'll listen, kill, gotta make sure on SRMs, and blast everything we've got into the back of the Hunchback, and that'll gore him out as well, so we've got that all taken care of. So not too terrible so far. Alright, now we just need to mission successfulize that one, and we'll be able to rock and roll. So all good and done already. Not bad. And only 34 minutes into the episode, we've gotten 2 missions through. Jeez, we are kind of cruising. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit worried about, you know, running out of time on another mission because it'll end up being like a 2-hour-long battle. So we're going to have to find out what to do on that one. So chilling, waiting, and 252,000, and the stuff is not going to be worth it. Let's be honest, the stuff's not going to be worth it. There was nothing interesting here. There was a normal AMS, and I just kind of cored everything else out. Grab a Hunchback part, I suppose, since we have several of them. Machine guns, small pulse magnas, Ultra AC-10. got a clan version of this. I don't really need the normal one. 263 diffusion core is an interesting core, not gonna lie. Bunch of double heatsink, so somebody had the double heatsink kit. And more UAC 10 ammo. I already have 2 tons, which honestly is not that much ammo once you stop to look at it, because apparently it's only 8 tons of UAC ammo, and you're gonna burn through that stupid fast. I don't think I want to get that. The pulse laser is tempting, not gonna lie, but I've already got 2 of them, so I could already build a cougar if I wanted to. Chameleon would be potential, just to get more parts for it. Raptor, spider. Yeah, we really killed too many people too hard. Just kind of wanted to make sure that I survived my way through it. And it may end up biting us in the back a little bit. 13 tons. That's still really heavy. For what it's going to give me, that's pretty heavy. Problem is nothing else here is all that good either. I'm going to grab, not additional tons of UIK, I'll grab mech parts if anything else. Give me that fusion core, because the 260 is pretty good. And then we'll come over and try to... AMS? AMS. Personal AMS is still useful. Got all the mech parts out of that one, so didn't have to worry about that. Phoenix Hawk Lamb, I may end up saving that part anyway. SRM 6, useless jump jets, and basic sensors. So the game not exactly being the most kind to us ever, unfortunately. Kind of feel a little bit gypped game. Seriously, man, what gives? So we're gonna have to see what sort of repairs we're looking at. Shouldn't be too long. Hopefully it won't take us until the end of the month. There was a mission, it's like a 3.5 skull mission that I kind of wanted to take, but with one of my best pilots down and one of my mechs that was really, really good having to be rebuilt to be not as good, I'm not quite sure that I'm going to end up going in that direction, because it may just be a little bit too difficult for us to stomach. I mean, not having really, really good pilots for it is really going to hurt. Not having the Burner Boy at full power to be able to basically shut down any vehicle that comes our way, also going to really, really hurt. The other reason I'm really not happy about putting the MML-10 risk on it is because AMS will shut that thing down hard. So it's not like having a whole bunch of flamers that I can just ignite to light everybody on fire. So we're going to have to sort of see where that one ends up going. I'm not super thrilled about the current state of affairs, but hey, maybe we'll get lucky, we'll find some more flamers and we'll be able to rebuild it. That is my hope at the moment. So we 14,000 for the next 3 days. Lock that in. Not too terrible. And who actually took the damage? Gladiator, Bushwhacker, Griffin. So we would actually... Oh, and the Nova will be done in 2 days. Alright, so basically we go to the end of the month. Stop.
Job's done. Got a new financial report.
I wanted to stop just before this in order to sell some things, but I suppose that'll be fine. So resetting back to the beginning of the month, we are steady on morale, managing to pay off a third of our cash. A showboat is still fatigued for a day. High capacity conduits are still 5 days out. Bring me the mech bay. Let's see if the Nova actually survived. Alright, it has some crits. That hypersalt gas ammo is gone. I'm sure of it. I still have more of it, but... Oh, darn, and a gunnery support A. That sucks. That really does suck. Okay, so give me ammunition for gas rifles. I still have, like, one more hyper-assault gas. Don't take another headshot. The odds of it are not tremendous. Oh, that's heavy gas ammo. Ammo hyper-gauss. So, somewhat rare. We need to preserve it to a certain extent. I have, you know, half a ton jump jet, which I'm going to keep. Right, so do I pick up any equipment for the head that I can use to replace it? Improved targeting computer, it already has one. By virtue of being a clan mech, this is a proper Nova F. It's a Foxtrot variant of the Nova. Full-on proper clan mech. So the normal cockpit systems are better than what you can expect for an Inner Sphere. If we had gotten the Fury, I don't think it would have been this good. So in general, we actually don't need a whole lot of changes. The only thing that I had on here was a gunnery support A, which we had found in the faction shop and bought and just thrown on there, which took up a life support slot. So nice, super cheap, really easy. But unfortunately, not going to have that anymore. So his gunnery is going to be -1 from what it was. So that's like 2.5% accuracy, which obviously less than ideal. Showboat will be ready in a day. Ship upgrade in another 5. And let's go check the faction shop again, because it should have reset by now. So we're going to come over to the faction shop, go check that out, see exactly what we're dealing with. And fiction, please. New mechs, I assume. Oh yeah. If you want the Obsidian Skull Atlas, it's currently sitting there waiting for you. If you wanted a Timberwolf, also just sitting there waiting for you. Jeez, what have you people been doing? farming the clans. That's what y'all been doing. All right, let's see. Light autocannon, worthless. Ultra autocannon 5. I think I have a clan version, so I don't need that either. You save a ton, and you lose 10 damage. No. Okay, so you save 3 tons, and you lose 10 damage. Still no. Not worth it. Still no flamers, doesn't look like. I mean, there's a snub nose PPC TL CAP. So is this a pirate one? Testing a twin-linked capacitors and a light PPC. The version is the same, supporting the same double fire rate. So it's a snub PPC with double fire rate. That sounds amazing. SRM counter missile. So that's interesting. Upon a critical hit, any ammunition will explode. Counter missile will intercept missiles fired at any range. AMS intercept chance. Short range. So does this go on an actual, AMS counter, or does this fire out of an SRM bin? Because if that just is normal, that might be worth it. Apollo heavy out. Apollo fire control system. Oh, okay, so it's a different type of fire computer that you need. Artemis 4 ammo. No, it's not. Apparently it just uses Artemis 4. I'm gonna buy it, because I have a heavy MRM, so I may as well make sure that I can use it. I'll buy it after I check everything else first. Jump jets, nothing there. Heat sinks. I mean, there's a normal clan double heatsink kit, which is great. And gyro defense, which is really good. And a mask and a protective padding. Yeah, give me that ammo. You give me that Apollo ammo. Bye. How much ammo do you get per ton? 120 shots. We have an MRM 30, so 4 shots. I'm going to buy all 3 tons. I'm going to buy all 3 tons. That'll be just enough ammunition. If we ever want to actually feel it. Kinetic kill TBMs, which are really weird. It's plus 10 damage, but like the further you shoot, the more damage it does. So it's kind of weird. Not quite sure how to use it, if I'm completely honest. But yeah, I wish I had just, gobs and gobs of cash sitting around. Because, if you have 15 million C-bills worth of cash, you can have a Timberwolf sitting there. Just for you. And for us... It's kind of ironic, for a smaller price, you can actually buy an Obsidian Skull Atlas for less than a Timberwolf, and it's 25 tons heavier. Oh, that is more than ridiculous. But yeah, other than that, I don't think anything super special in there. I may want to do something with an MRM at some point. I just don't know what mech I would modify. Oh, this Bushwhacker. I think it's good. I think the Bushwhacker's fairly solid. Let's see. We're just going to check to see if there's a simple, quick, easy to do mission. Like if there's a test drive, we'll grab it. But I think, and I know this is going to be a little bit unpopular for people, but I think we need to end the episode now. It's at 42 minutes, which, is not the normal that we try and keep it around an hour or, a full battle, whichever takes longer. But yeah. Unfortunately, I think all the rest of these missions are going to end up being pretty rough on things. So that's actually going to do it for today's episode. Still sort of... we'll take over one more day. There we go. We got the Nova and Showboat back. So still kind of reeling for the loss of having Paladin down, but hopefully we'll be able to rebuild in the near future. We have several mechs we're sort of building on towards, and actually that's the last thing I will do is double check the bins. That we can build an R60L, but I'm not going to. Oh, we can build a Hunchback. Okay, let's do that. Well, we'll end on a happy note. We'll get rid of Gridiron. Yes, I'm sorry, Flying Debris, but I gotta build a Hunchback. So we'll pick up another 50-ton Hunchback. A Hunchback 4SP. So, yeah, not terrible. So, still reeling for the loss of Paladin, but we have managed to pick up another 50-ton mech. Not bad. It'll allow us to retire another 45-tonner should we need to. The Hunchback, probably not going to go anywhere just because the Hunchback 4SP doesn't have arm-mounted ballistics or ballistics of any kind. But yeah, we'll see where that ends up going. I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been saying, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see a notification every time I post one of these videos. Press the little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all. Hopefully at the next stream, which you can catch on Wednesdays or Saturdays at 5 o'clock. And I will see you all in the next episode.